Hello everyone and welcome to your Chem 113 review on endothermic and exothermic reactions. My name is Jason and I work for the ASU Tutoring Centers. Now let's define what endothermic and exothermic reactions are. So an endothermic reaction means that energy is absorbed for the reaction to occur. Whereas an exothermic reaction means that energy is released during this reaction. And that does mean the overall energy is released. Some reactions require energy to be absorbed at first, but then it releases a tremendous amount of energy afterwards. So we would consider that exothermic. So it's sort of the net reaction. Does it overall release energy or overall absorb energy? And when I say energy, energy is a pretty broad topic. Energy can mean many different things. Typically in chemistry, the way that energy shows up is through heat, light, and sound. So if you see heat coming off of a reaction or light changing, so maybe the color changes during a reaction, or a sound is emitted like during an explosion, that typically is some form of energy happening in your reaction. So seeing whether the heat is being absorbed or not, whether the light is being absorbed or not, or the sound is being absorbed or not, can tell you a lot about whether an action is endothermic or exothermic. Another common way to see this is by thinking about it in terms of the theoretical and deciding whether bonds are being formed or bonds are being broken. If you want to break a bond, you need to absorb energy. Oops. Bond's broken. If you want to form a bond, that usually corresponds to releasing energy. Right? It takes energy to break bonds. You can't just break them all willy-nilly. So you need to absorb some energy if you want to break some bonds. And then if you want to form bonds, you release energy. Right? So thinking about it in terms of the chemistry, like the molecular level, what's happening is also very useful. And we'll think about both of those as we go through these examples. So let's think about melting ice cubes. What's happening when ice cubes melt? Well, they're absorbing the heat from their surroundings to melt, right? So since they're absorbing heat, and heat is a form of energy, they're absorbing energy, which means they are endothermic. So when ice cubes melt, that process they're undergoing is endothermic. Okay, rusting of iron. How does iron rust? Well, what happens is you take the iron, you add it to your oxygen, and you produce this iron oxide. That's the process of rusting. Your iron reacts with oxygen to produce an iron oxide, and this iron oxide has that like orangish, brownish color that happens with rusted iron. That's what's happening molecularly. Now, breaking an oxygen bond does not require that much energy, but forming an iron oxide bond requires a tremendous amount of energy. So overall, we are forming bonds here. We are forming oxygen-iron bonds. So since we're forming bonds, that must mean we have an exothermic reaction. And last one, photosynthesis. So if you don't know, photosynthesis is the process by which plants absorb sunlight, some carbon dioxide and water, and they produce energy from it. They produce glucose and everything from it. And oxygen, right? You know, that's how plants make oxygen that we breathe. So with photosynthesis, the big thing there is that plants absorb light during photosynthesis. Light is a form of energy. So since they are absorbing energy, this process is endothermic. Okay. So you can typically determine whether something is exo or endothermic by either deciding what's happening with the bonds or just following where the energy is going, whether it is absorbing the energy or releasing the energy. That's how you can tell if it's endo or exothermic. Wonderful. Thank you all for watching. As I mentioned, I work for the ASU Tutoring Centers. If you want more information about the free services we offer on all 4 major ASU campuses and online, please check out tutoring.asu.edu/content/tutor-search. Here you'll be able to find a specific tutor that can help you on your campus or online with the specific course you are looking for. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.